Hey guys, my name is Sean and I'm a houseplant enthusiast from Jakarta, Indonesia. Welcome to another Aglaonema Lotus Delight episode. Now, I actually lost the original introduction, so I went back and redid this introduction in case you're a little bit confused. The Aglaonema Lotus Delight is a work of Greg Hambali. He's an amazing hybridizer in Indonesia, and bless his soul, he passed away last year, so we lost one of the best breeder in Indonesia. So this is one of his hybrids, the Aglaonema Lotus Delight, and probably one of my favorite Aglaonemas to date. And it sports really wonderful foliage that is very bright colored. So that I'm not confusing you guys, the mother plant actually in the original introduction grew this bare stem. It is pretty long, and I actually performed what we call air layering on it. Here's a different Aglaonema, for example. The air layering is basically when you see the stem with some aerial roots coming out like this. I actually wrapped it with moss, and then I tied that moss with a bit of twine and then misted it often. This is to encourage the roots to grow into the moss. That way when we cut it, the plant already has some aerial roots. Alright, with that being said, we'll jump back to 3 months ago to see what I look like 3 months younger. And in there I share the care tips and propagate the mother plant for you. Alright, first thing first, there's a bit of a tragic backstory for this one. This is actually one of my old propagation video and one of my worst one. In that video, I really butchered all of the cuttings. I got overconfident with most of them. To be fair, I used to live in a place that has constant rain, it has really low light, so I did rot off all the cuttings. This one gave me a fresh new start because only one tiny little baby survived from that fiasco, and that baby turned into this. Now this was a much bigger plant before, but it was only 1 or 2 plants, and then now it's bushed up quite a bit. So this is what we have to work with today, and we also had a bit of an advantage today. It's a bit of the moss air layering. So I'm gonna start opening up this. Oh yeah, nice. I do see some beautiful roots starting to emerge. If you wanna see here, this is what it looks like when you have air layered it. Now, technically speaking, I feel like I could directly put this into soil because I think it does have enough roots. Yeah, I might do that. Look at that. So quick care tips for these Aglaonemas. They love really bright indirect light. They love light from above, so do not put them on a shelf with something above it because it's gonna exfoliate towards the light. It's gonna look horrible. Aglaonemas look really good from top light. They should be a rosette shape. They should be enjoyed from all sides. So if you have them in a shelf, you might have to rotate them now and then. Although if you're in that situation, I really do recommend for you to get the all green Aglaonemas and not these expensive but like brightly colored one. They do need more light. They hate water. If you can see from the roots here, they have really chubby roots. I overwater them. I don't know what I can do anymore because I keep overwatering them and I keep starting them over. So I've never really had success with Aglaonema, and I really have no solution for my obsessive compulsive disorder of having to water my plants every day. It brings me a lot of joy. So I'm just gonna have to admit it and live with the fact that I will always have to rescue them. These are always plants in my care style and my environment that will constantly need to be rescued. And you do want to fertilize them lightly as you do with other house plants. You can do foliar spray, you can fertilize lightly in the soil, in the media. What else do they need? They love airflow. They really do. Aglaonemas, they can get a bit of a fungal or bacterial infection if you have them in stagnant air. And by the way, these are aeroids. So when you see them flower, you'll notice the aeroid flowers, the inflorescence, and you don't want to cut them off. They are not known to have beautiful flowers, so cut them off because every time you leave it there, it's going to steal a lot of energy from the plant, and then it's not going to produce these beautiful leaves after it flowers. So the minute you see flowers, kind of nip them off. I don't even get a scissors because that requires sterilization of the scissors. So I just like pluck them right off with my hands. I don't know if that's a good way or not. Someone comment down below. I'm gonna try to find a lot of roots because I do want these to start right away as a new plant. So I'm gonna cut all the way down deep in the plant. In my previous video, you can chop them up, bare stem, and then you can wash it, by the way. Watch my, I'm gonna link that up above. My other Aglaonema video, I think the rotundum and the other ones, this is the same method. You could chop them up and then have the growing eye face up. That's a little bit riskier, and honestly, I cannot do it now, not because I'm not confident, but because I'm going to Europe for like 21 days, and I'm not confident that my gardener or caretaker can maintain the watering as well. This is the cutting that we got. Beautiful leaves, look at that. And then I really do think that we've got enough roots here to have it going directly into a potting media. This is activated charcoal. So I'm gonna dab it, just the cut wound and also the one where I made the cut earlier. And by the way, when you guys make a cut here, the place where you make the cut, that's gonna sprout 1, maybe 2, maybe even 3 vines out of where you made the cut. And keep in mind, once you cut off all the foliage from here, you might end up with just a bare pot of nothingness. Don't water it much. It really does not need water. Without all these leaves to photosynthesize, it will have a high chance of rot, and it does want to push out a new shoot as fast as possible, but then you really need to back away with watering in that case when it has no leaf. It does not have a lot of roots. Now, I might even take off maybe a few older leaves because the leaves is no longer healthy, but the problem is that each leaf is going to need water and there's not enough roots to take in all that water. So it's a good idea to take off some leaves. And watch my potting mix video about two months ago. I've been making my own potting mix with better ingredients that I think drains better, and I also started to ferment my media with worm casting and ecoenzyme and adding a bit of beneficial mycorrhiza fungi in there. So I don't use any chemical for the next 3 to 6 months. The plant is just gonna live on its own like this. And it's got some nutrients, it's got some fungi that's gonna adhere to the roots and make them better absorb the nutrients. So I'm not gonna mess with this for the next few months. But this will need to be backed off with watering in this bright light. The media is slightly moist now. I'm not even gonna water it today. Just gonna leave it as it is. Now let's take off another cutting. This one, hopefully it's got a lot of roots. Okay. It's not bad. Let me come around and show you. As you can see here, when we did the air layering, it activated these aerial roots and turned them into soil roots. So this is going to benefit the plant a lot. I'm gonna take off as much moss as I can because moss does absorb water and holds on to water for far too long for the liking of this plant. So yeah, that's the roots that we've got. It's honestly not much. And again, you could cut them up even more, but I'm not up for high stakes propagation at this stage of my life where I'm doing a ton of traveling. So I'm just gonna pot this up. And I might even, if you look at this older leaf, I might actually just take it off. Look at the new this is a new aerial root. Each node will have one set of both aerial root and also a growing eye. That one is a growing eye. This is a growing eye right here. You see the nub? A new vine could potentially come out of it. And for this one, because it has very little roots, I might even take off more leaves. And one other way to ensure its success, oh sorry, I forgot to give it the activated charcoal. One other way to ensure its success would be to not water it much, but also to tent it. This means that it'll seal in the humidity in there, so it will have very, very little moisture loss. That's 2. I'm gonna take off this one. Now this one, I'm actually not very confident because it does look like it has very, very little roots. I'm gonna take off these sheets, these dried sheets, because I feel like they can potentially rot. If they rot, and they might spread to the main plant. Comment down below to let me know if this makes sense. Any rotting bit of plant, I mean, it might just rot and fall off, but it might also rot and spread to the main stem. That's 2 possibilities. Okay, for this one here, I might actually take off this leaf. It's looking horrible. But I don't have to take off as many leaves as the others, because what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take this one off as well. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in a water propagation. There. So this is one of my safer propagation. I'm not going to town with this one. So I'm got this in the water. I've got 2 going in a pot. And I'm gonna tie a red ribbon here to let my guy know not to water these too much. I have a system where I mark which plants don't need a lot of water. All right, I'll see you guys in a few months. Bye! Hey you guys, welcome to a 3 months update, and I just wanted to show off the wall a little bit. It's probably looked a little bit better since the last time you saw it. So there's some major changes happening in my life, which I will discuss in another video, but for now I get to enjoy this beautiful wall. Now, these are the plants that we have. Everybody survived, thankfully. I'm going to show you the best one here. This one actually, I'm going to open it to show you the roots, if any. Beautiful. So this has given me beautiful growth up top. In fact, it is also, if you look carefully down below, it's giving me a new vine over here and another new vine down there. So this is quite wonderful. I'm gonna probably pot it up later on because I do want this node to be buried in the soil so that these will also root. But this is actually on a very, very good path. Now, this one here, I am slightly concerned about. I have a feeling this might be a little bit underwater because the new leaves seem to be a little bit deformed and the older leaf seems like really in trouble. So I'm gonna quickly check out the roots. But I think this is going to be doing okay. The roots seem healthy, so there's not any rot or any dryness from what I can see. So I have placed these in a very, very nice bright indirect light VIP location by the window because we don't want to overwater these. These guys have been really, really overwatered in so many times over. So by watering them manually, we're actually preventing overwatering. And this one here is the one in water, and today I believe it's probably ready to be potted up in soil. Beautiful, and the new leaf has come out quite nice. Now, for this one, actually, I normally would have waited just a little bit longer. As you can see here, this is the first root. I normally would wait until the secondary branch has come out. But for Aglaonemas, that can take a really long time. And honestly, if you see all these available nodes here, I could actually turn this into multiple plants if I'm really greedy. But today, our purpose is not to get greedy. So I'm gonna pot this up in a little bit. Finally, I do wanna show you the parent plant that we cut. So we made the cut here. Now, I don't remember from our last footage what kind of plant material we have left, but I can show you that this one has put out a new vine, and this one also put out a new vine. I don't know if these vines existed before. I have a feeling they did exist before. And I'm a little bit surprised that this one vine here, this is taking its sweet time. Again, this is only 3 months time. Some Aglaonemas take longer than others, and I suspect that this is one that is a little bit more difficult, a little bit slower to grow, which is why in my last video when I did it, a lot of them rotted off because they rot off before they could root, before they could put out a new leaf. And while I'm here, I really just want to show you this one. This is the Aglaonema tricolor. This is one that is a lot faster to propagate in my opinion. Although it's still slower than the green counterparts, it is quite beautiful. So yeah, no Aglaonemas are the same. So we gotta kind of have to know. And for these more expensive, delicate, and slow-growing ones, definitely we want to give them more time and we want to take a longer cutting rather than cutting them too liberally. All right, when I'm planting this into the soil, I actually want a pot that is quite small because smaller pots are less prone to overwatering. I actually have to do a voiceover now because if you look here, the microphone is flipped. This actually happens quite often and one of the reasons why I don't wear loose shirts during filming. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that this Aglaonema still fetch a pretty good price these days, despite it being like 5 years old, so I will most likely sell this duplicate so I can invest in other rare plants. Propagating is one way for you to increase your collection without spending any real money on new rare plant varieties. Alright, thank you for watching this, and as usual, check to make sure that you are subscribed, comment your thoughts down below, send this video a like. Just by you watching this all the way to the very end means the world to me. But if you want to donate financially to the channel for as small as a cup of coffee a month, you may do so at patreon.com/Sean from Onlyplants, or you can join as a YouTube member. Simply open any of my videos from a computer browser, and next to my channel name you will see that join button. I'm really gonna let you go this time. Thank you again, and I will see you next week. Happy growing and happy propagating.